Hi, everybody. I'm Marty Martirosian.
And hi, I'm Roger Hertz.
Hello, hello. I'm Carl Mosier.
I'm John McFarland.
I'm Paul Martin.
Hi, I'm Jeff Lewis.
And we are
M&R
M&R Rush.
Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best you're ever around. You don't believe me, baby? Come on down.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. How's it going today, Ray?
I'm doing wonderful, Paul. How are you?
I'm super duper.
Super duper Paul. Like Super Dave or
No, just
Just-
super duper,
just Super Paul?
super duper expialidocious.
Do you have a cape? Are you like a Superman? Do you have a cape? Can you fly?
I could get one.
That would be awesome.
Let me see. I have to find it.
Check the next phone booth you come across.
That's right. That's right.
So what's going on this week?
This week we've got our fourth show with M&R. I believe it's our fourth, right? It went to
Fourth? Yeah, it is our fourth.
Our fourth show with M&R Rush, and we'll be featuring their third CD entitled "Keep on Rockin'." There you go. Get my finger out of the way. Keep on rocking.
With that cool
And,
Ticketron ticket on there.
Yes. That was from Thornton High School, I believe. Thornton High School. Yes, indeed. So let's. This is our fourth one, like I said, on the.
Yeah, the fourth
Saturday
one.
night.
People are going to start to think that you got something to do with this band.
I know, but little do they know that I do.
Yeah,
At least I like to think I do, anyway.
exactly.
But so it's our fourth one on a Saturday night, which happens to be one of the songs on the CD on a Saturday night. So let's get to it and see what the guys have to say about each song.
Enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody had a good week being home sheltered. Today, we're going to be talking about our album, Keep on Rockin', that we recorded back in 2006 and 2007. It's been really exciting putting this thing together, going over and reminiscing about a lot of things. And we're going into the archives and pulling up old pictures for the video stuff. So well, we hope you enjoy it. And we want to say thank you for all the people that have been joining the last couple of weeks when we've been doing this thing. And it's been hopefully bringing a little pleasure to your life while you sit in your home day after day. So a couple things is when we recorded this album, it was John and Jeff who produced our albums, did a lot of nice slick things that to be honest, which I haven't heard since for a long time, because I haven't listened to the album for a long time until we decided to start these podcasts. So John and Jeff, why don't you guys talk a little bit about your excellent producing that you guys do?
Well, thank you so much. Well, it's funny you say that because as a producer, we listen to the songs. Jeff, what would you say from start to finish, from the basic drum tracks to the time we send it for mastering? We've probably listened to each song 75 to 100 times.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have not listened to this CD We finished it in 2007. I just got done listening to it and put it on a half hour ago. And that's the first time I've listened to the whole thing from start to finish since we recorded it and mixed it. And yeah, I was kind of surprised some of the things we did and the effects and yeah, I'm really proud of this thing. And you did a great job engineering. Jeff does all the engineering, and then Jeff and myself, we do the mixing and the producing. But the whole band produces, right? The whole band throws in ideas, but the rest of the guys give the final mix and the final product duties to you and I.
I'm speechless on that one. I think you said it all right there. It's really a band effort, the whole band brought it on this record.
Yes, yeah, and I'm very proud of it. And so let's get started. So I'm going to start off with the song that I wrote, and it's the title cut, and it's called "Keep on Rockin'." But there's a couple stories I want to tell. I remember we were getting ready to go in the studio to record this, and we hadn't really decided on a name for the album. And I remember I had an idea, and I called up Marty, and I said, "Hey, Marty, on all the emails you send us and all the promo that you send out to all the venues that we're interested in playing, you always sign it Keep on Rockin', or KOR, M&R Rush." And I called him up. I said, "Dude, that's it. That's the name of the album." And he's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Well, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to write a song called Keep on Rockin'." And he's like, "Well, we start recording in a week." And I'm like, "I'll have it." And so I think that was like a Friday night, if I remember correctly. My wife and my daughters, they went shopping. I plugged in my guitar, and I just started pulling out a bunch of riffs that I had in the archives. And I came up with the opening riff, and one thing led to another. And I came up with all the chord patterns for the bridge and the chorus and the middle section. And then the next morning, I didn't have any lyrics. And the next morning, I'm taking a shower. And I just started thinking, well, the theme of the song is going to be how fortunate and lucky we are to have a second chance to do what we love. I mean, M&R Rush, the first time was from 1973 to 1987. And here we are in the 2000s, and we're getting a chance to do it again. Wow. So the lyrics are all about that. And then one more little ditty is in the middle section. I made reference to a little event I had where it was one weeknight. I got a phone call from Bobby Lynn, our roadie at the time. And he called me up and he said, "Hey, John, I'm at Krause's Lighthouse, I think it's called. And it's another name for it, but it's on 95th Street. And he said, John Pinazzo from Styx is sitting at the bar by himself, having a drink, talking to the bartender." Now, since we opened up for Styx back in the day, I was real good. I actually was good friends with John Pinazzo and John Sherlewski when he was at Styx before Tommy got in. But I jumped in my car and I drove up to Krause's, and I walked in and I sat down next to John, and he's like, "Man, how you been?" Because I hadn't seen him in about 4 years. And we were talking, and he says, "So how's things going with M&R Rush? Did you guys get that record deal yet?" And I said, "No, we're still trying." And he says, "Well, John, you guys are very talented musicians." And he says, "They can't ignore you forever. Just be patient. It'll happen." So I make reference to that in the song. So check it out.
This is Tom Lounges of Midwest Beat Magazine with a special X-Rock Insider. They were the top dogs of the regional rock scene back in 1980. Now, decades later, the original lineup of M&R Rush is back together.
Time keeps marching on, we keep said, they can't ignore you forever. He said, keep your eye on the prize and don't let go. We gotta keep on, we gotta keep on, we gotta keep on rocking. 'Cause the fire is still the same. We gotta keep on rocking. When I'm ready to leave this game, we gotta keep on rocking. 'Cause the fire is still the same. We gotta keep on rocking. When I'm ready to leave this game, no, no, no.
The next song that's on our CD is "If You Should Walk Away From Me," and this is a song that I wrote when I was going through a major breakup, and you know, I wanted to write this one and be real and be honest, and so that other people, if they were going through something like this, had a, you know, maybe it would help them out. So, but when we recorded the song, I don't think Marty or Roger really even knew the song. This is another one where we were in the studio and learning the songs. Roger would come in from Indianapolis, and we would just do the basic tracks. So we did the basic tracks for this one and probably 3 other songs that day. And then later on, we would go in and I went in with John and showed him what I wanted him to put on there, and then went in with Jeff, and Jeff sang the song, sang it great. John came back and did like the high harmony parts in the song. But I'm really proud of this song. It came out really great, and if none of you guys have nothing to add, this is "If You Should Walk Away From Me."
I would lie for you, I would die for you, but I won't cry for you no more. If you should walk away from me, and I won't cry for you no more. If you decide to set me free, whatever happened to all the fun we had? I tend to
Yeah, this next song is it's an old Journey song that we found in the system there, where it was a Greg Rowley tune back in the day of the early Journey, and it didn't require any Steve Perry high vocals, and it's a great song. We did it for many years, and the difference what we did on this song, which ended up we did it later on, was John and I actually alternate vocals. He sings a line, or I sing a line, he sings a line. We alternate back and forth, and it seems to work really well. And as the band progressed down the road, we actually used it on a couple different Queen songs, and we just like that alternating vocal on the song. But and it gets to really jamming at the end, and gets really rocking at the end of the song. So it's pretty awesome. John, you got something to add to that?
Yeah, actually, the version we're doing, is with the first version they did, like you said, Steve Perry was not in the band. And then actually, when they went on tour and they first got Steve Perry, they didn't have enough songs with Steve Perry to play a whole show. So they added this one, and then Steve Perry put in his parts. And that's kind of the version we're doing. But yeah, it's a great song, and you and I trading parts back and forth and doing harmonies. I love it, man. It's a great song.
This song over here, I think the reason why we always did it so well is because we love this song. And you could tell when we would play it. And I always thought that we sort of made it our song. We did it kind of our way, and that's why it came out so great. I also love doing it live with Marty and John. Would always drag out the ending. We'd never know when it was going to end, because Marty would go longer, and then John would go longer, and then Marty would go longer, and then John would finally jump, and we'd end the song. So that was a lot of fun to do.
Well, here it is on a Saturday night.
Mama said, she said it's gonna be alright. You know she said, well, come to bed and turn on the lights. She's sleeping there, she's dreaming through her life. Yes, she is. Well, you know you've done no wrong. All you've done is sing this song. You sing this song, yeah. On a Saturday night. On a Saturday night. Everything is alright. That's when the bad man meets his fate. Sitting there, you're feeling only second rate. You're sorry now, you come a little bit too late. Yes, you did, but when you come around, then all that bring you down. You feel a clown, yeah. On a Saturday night. On a Saturday night. Everything is alright. Mama said, she said it's gonna be alright. You know she said, you got to see the coming light. You know you are, you're riding through your life. Yes you are. Well, you know you've done your best. All you need's a little rest. You've done your best, yes. On a Saturday night. On a Saturday night. Everything is alright. Everything is alright.
This next song is called Dream Girl, which is a song that I wrote back in '07, and it's about a girl that I met on it was on the French Riviera on the beach. And originally I wrote the song in French for her, but I translated it to English so that everyone could understand it. But I wrote the song later. It was a couple of years later after meeting her, and as I thought about her often, I never got her name, but it doesn't matter. I wrote the song many years later while sitting on a beach in Indiana, in Beverly Shores, Indiana. I had my guitar out. I was playing there on the beach, and I sat down and I wrote this song, and it's called Dream Girl.
She came to me last night in a dream. The prettiest girl I've ever seen. I don't know who you are, but you can drive my car. You can do what you want with me. She had that look of love in her eyes, but I had other thoughts on my mind. She just smiled and said, which way to your bed? That's when my dream ended for me. You're my dream girl tonight. You're my dream girl, alright. You're my dream girl tonight. I thought that dream girl slipped away. I hope that she'd come back someday. A knock upon my door, there she stood before me. I took my hand, led me away. You're my dream girl tonight. You're my dream girl, alright. You're my dream girl tonight. Now that dream girl's by my side, drives my car and lets me ride. You know I love her so, I never let her go, 'cause my dreams have come alive. You're my dream girl tonight. You're my dream girl, alright. You're my dream girl tonight. You're my dream girl, alright. You're my dream girl tonight.
I wanted to write a power ballad, and that's sort of where this came from. This song is actually about not wanting to let go. You're trying to hold on to something that you had, and so I had noticed that when I would sing this song for women, they would cry during the song. After this happened a couple of times, I wanted to know why they were crying, so I had asked a couple of them. And they told me that the song reminded them of someone that had died, like their husband, their mom, or their dad. it's funny how you write a song one way and people interpret it another way. So in honor of our fans and them interpreting it a different way, I'd like to dedicate this song to Helen and Carl, my mom and dad, who are no longer with us, and also to all the other bandmates, all of our parents, Marty's parents, Marty and Betty, John's parents, Wilmont and Betty, Paul's Ed and Sweet Lorraine, and Mr. and Mrs. Luth, and of course, Rudy and Helen Hertz. So this song is dedicated to you guys. One More Night.
Coaster ride that we've been on is slowly coming to an end. And though we said we'd try, our passion runs too deep to just be friends. 'Cause every time that you're with me, my feelings get the best of me. I don't ever wanna say goodbye. Holding you so close to me brings back all those memories of the times when you said you were mine. One more night, please give me one more night. I wanna hold on forever and never let you go. I wanna hold on forever and never let you go.
This one's called Come Back to Me. And like I said earlier, I listened to the CD right before we got on here for this. And I got to tell you, Carl, I totally forgot that I sang this. I forgot about the song. And dude, this is a great song. I really enjoyed singing it. And I believe Klaus came in and did some guitar work on this one. Jeff and I had a little thing where I'd be doing some guitar work that I'd be writing at the time, and we'd put some effects on the guitar, and we'd kind of laugh like, where'd that come from? And we'd say this guitarist called Klaus would come in and do the guitar work. But how about that, Jeff? Remember those days?
Yes, I do. You were Klaus.
Yes, I was Klaus, and you put the butter on the guitar tones.
Yeah, that was bigger than life when that sound started happening.
I got to say something about this one. And it's, I believe it's one of our most musical tunes that we wrote, put together ever since Reach for the Stars. I like all the intertwining of all the guitars and all the different parts. But what's a funny story about this is I really wanted to put this in the set back a few years ago. And the problem is we were running into having too many songs to play live. And so we had to cut some songs out because of time. And this song is I think it is our longest song ever that we wrote. And Carl did a great job on that. But I went to Carl and said, hey, man, can you take some of the parts out to shorten the song? And I found a piece of paper that I wrote down what Carl said to me. And he said exactly this. His answer is no, it stays like it is. And if you don't want to play it like it is, we just won't play it live. And I was real proud of Carl for taking that stance as Marty, that's my masterpiece, and it is what it is. Carl, I don't know if you remember that conversation a few years back.
I do remember that, and you know, when I wrote the song, I was just sitting at the piano, and parts just started coming out, and it just went one to the other, to the other, to the other, and there's actually 11 parts in this song. So, and I looked at it like if you're driving a stick shift. You start out in first gear, you go to second gear, you go to third, you go to fourth, then you come back down to the first gear, and then at the end you build back up to 4 again, and then you think it's over, and then you put it into fifth. And that's sort of what this song does. It takes you through a journey. I just love the way that it takes you through the journey, and I love the way that John sings it, and Roger and the harmony parts are great. It is one of the best songs I wrote.
Remember when you asked me, are there any tracks left?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, one thing I did want to say too. We had, when I was teaching Raj and Marty the song, in order to keep it, to let them know where we were at in the song, I came up with names for different parts. So there's a part in the song where I would say 3 blind mice, and they would know to play a certain thing.
Yeah.
There was another part where I said Arabian Nights, and then they would play a different thing. And then at the end, I would say Stronger Than Dirt, and then we do the Stronger Than Dirt part. And it was, you know.
That was the ending of the song.
Yes, that was the ending of the song, was Stronger Than Dirt.
Well, Carl, I have to say something else to the people out there that are listening to this, Carl. I just want them to know that the first few albums that we did, I think up to this one, Carl would never have the song totally completed where he could play it for us, and we could understand what me and Roger were laying down in the recording studio. And you know, it all came out great, but he had to do magic like, you know, Stronger Than Dirt to 3 blind mice. You know, it was crazy. But I'm happy to say, and it was great at the time, but the albums moving forward after Keep On Rockin', we've taken a whole different approach where all the guys write the song out, they demo it, and then they send it to us, and we can you know, create our own parts when we're at home rehearsing. So, but I remembered it's Stronger Than Dirt. That's right. So let's take a listen to it.
Just a reminder that you're listening to
And watching.
the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Special edition.
This next one's called Time Waits for No One. I actually wrote this song back in 1976. It's a song about different phases of your life and when it's time to move on to the next phase of your life and not look back, and all about time, not standing still. And we played it for about a year, and it kind of fell out of the set. And then shortly before we were getting ready to record this album, I was actually listening to a couple of different Enough's Enough records. And there was something, I was just hearing something about the melodies they had. And I just picked up my acoustic guitar and I started playing Time Waits for No One, and I changed the whole feel of the song. I was kind of inspired by their writing. And so I brought it to the guys and I said, hey, let's put this on a new record. And I showed them the new arrangement. So we recorded it. And the ironic thing is, we recorded it in a studio in Blue Island that Chip from Enough's Enough he'd be in there every now and then. And so we put down all the music. I put down the lead vocal, and I was in there doing the background vocals. And I look over and I see Chip walk past the door. I'm in the vocal booth and I see him walk past, and I start singing my parts. All of a sudden he knocks on the door in between one of the takes, and he goes, hey, you mind if I come in and I hear some stuff? Do you mind if I kind of sing along with you? I got some ideas. So he walks in, and him and we just started singing along with me, but found a different harmony part. So all those harmonies in there are myself and Chip, and of course the rest of the guys in the band. But we mixed Chip's voice in with it. And so when you listen to the background vocals, that's Chip in there with us. And kind of ironic because I didn't tell him I was kind of, inspired by their past records. So anyway, Carl, you said you wanted to mention something?
Yeah, you had wrote the song, and you weren't at the studio that time, and I went in and added some parts. Jeff and me were in the studio, and I did these synthesizer parts, and I liked them a lot, but when you came back and you heard them and you said, no, that's not the direction that the song is going at, and I got this feel that I want, and I was fine with it. It's your song. And so when the final mix came out and was sent to me, all my parts were still in. And I said to you, I said, hey, did you forget to pull the parts out? And you said, no. The more I listened to it, the more I loved your parts. So I left them in. So sometimes that's the way it works.
Well, if I may say something, John, for a second, I just listening to you guys talk, and I just want people out there to realize, and hopefully they're getting a vibe on how all these 6 guys get along, and the personalities, and we all have our ideas, and really believe, especially when someone writes a song, they know in their head how it wants to sound, how it wants to be arranged, but what's really cool about this band, M&R Rush, and what I believe has kept us together after all these years, is everybody opens their minds up and listens, and then changes their mind because of out of respect for everybody in the band. And I think, again, I didn't remember that story, Carl, but that's kind of cool, John. And I know, knowing you didn't hear those synthesizer parts in there, but then after they were in there, you decided, hey, I like it, which again makes it why we all get along so well, and how we've been able to keep, the M&R Rush family camp together. So that's all I just wanted to say a little bit, John. So, back to you.
No, and Jeff, this is a song too that we did. There were some production parts that during the mix down we did that backwards. There's a little backwards. I don't know what you call it. A backwards swish that before the verse starts. That I don't know, Jeff. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
What's the technical term for a backward swish?
It's called backwards reverb.
There you go.
I recorded the reverb on the voice and then recorded just the reverb, and then played the reverb backwards, so it turned into be preverb.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it sucks into it. It's almost like a Def Leppard,
Yeah.
backwards-ish thing. But yeah, that was what that was.
Well, I'm really proud with the way this thing turned out from its original inception back in 1976 to this recording on the CD.
You didn't
It's
do
called
his
Time
voice.
Wait.
You didn't do his voice right, though.
What's that?
You didn't do his voice right.
Oh, Chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it go?
I want to do that song, brother.
There you go. Well, here you go. Here's Time Waits for No One.
So the next song up is called "Ready," and it became a song that we played. We opened with it. We closed with it. We played it in the middle of the set. We done the song since back in the 70s. I wrote the song. Carl wrote the song, although he didn't get any credit on the album. I don't know why, Carl, but Carl helped me write the song. I came up with the idea. Carl came up with the chorus and some of the words, right? And we what was that, Carl?
It said all the words.
Well, no, I came up with the ready part.
Okay.
Ready to rock and roll. This was kind of my the song was kind of my answer to or my similar song, I would say, to "Hello There, Ladies and Gentlemen" by Cheap Trick, and it was ready to rock and roll. And what else do you have to say, Carl?
Well, again, this song is a little bit different because during the chorus, it's just you singing ready, ready, ready to rock and roll. And then when it got to the verse part, we did harmony. So it was Raj, John, and me singing, we are the ones you came here to see. You are the ones we came here to please. And so it was reversed. Usually we did our harmonies on the chorus, and for the verse, it was just one guy singing. So this one's reversed. And when you sang it in the studio, oh my God, you sounded like Paul Stanley from Kiss. It just was like, when me and Jeff were listening to you, like, oh my God, this guy sounds like Paul Stanley from Kiss. And I remember at the end of the song, the last thing you sing is a "We'll rock you, we'll roar," but the way you say it at the end, it's just so cool. It's just so cool.
Hey, what I gotta remember, what I remember about this song is that live I used to do my drum solo in the middle of it. So when we went to record it, of course I asked everybody, and we are a democracy. We always make decisions and the majority rules. And so I wanted to do a drum solo on the record. And everybody said, absolutely not, except my buddy Roger said, why don't we let him do something? So I did a little ditty in there, but I wanted to make a 7 or 10 minute drum solo, but the band said no. So that's what I remember about the song.
Marty, I suppose we could have, because the song's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. So we probably could have.
There you go. Great song though, Paul.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's a fun one. Like I said, we played it for years too, but never had recorded it anywhere. And I don't think it was ever recorded live, as a matter of fact. But it's recorded now. It's on the CD. Let's give Ready a listen. The next song is called "Still in Love with You," which is it's kind of a love song. It could be just about anybody, but be just about anybody. But I don't even know if the guys in the band know this, but I actually wrote this for my 3 kids. And it talks about how I was separated from them for quite a while. And it's kind of a song that touches my heart. It's another song that we learned in the studio after I'd written it. And I came and everybody learned their parts.
I remember you teaching Raj the bass part for this song in the studio. And I always loved Roger's bass part in the song. I remember asking you, who is this song about? And you had told me that it's about your children. So I always loved the song. And what interesting thing happened though is that you weren't in the studio for a while. So John, Jeff, and myself were in the studio, and we finished your song. I added the keyboard parts. Me and John did the harmonies in the song. And you asked one day, you said, "Oh, we still have to finish Still in Love with You." And I said, "No, we don't." I said, "It's done already." And you were like, "It's done?" And I said, "Yeah, we finished it." And you were kind of surprised, and you said, "Well, I gotta hear this." And then when you heard it, you said, "Cool." It was very cool. So sometimes that's how it goes. But this one is Still in Love with You.
Yes, it is. And I just want to say this one is for Derek, Casey, and Jordan.
Remember when we could laugh and cry, act and talk as friends? But now those days are past. We can bring them back, this time make them last. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, still in love with you. There's not much I can do, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Why should this go on, trying to pretend we can't find the time to even make amends? My heart, as days go by, beats so heavy now, I can hear it cry. I need your love, but don't know how. I'll do anything, I can't turn back now. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, I'm still in love with you. There's nothing I can do, 'cause I'm still in love with you. We hurt each other so, how'd it get this way? We can love again, just like yesterday. Still in love with you. There's nothing left to do, 'cause I'm still in love with you.
Okay, the next one is Give Me Strength. Boy, there's a lot to say about this one, so I don't know how much I'm going to actually get in there, but I'll start off with the guitar parts at the beginning and at the end. I wanted it to be real powerful. So first Raj and Marty put down the basic tracks with the drums and the bass, and then when John came in and we worked on the guitar harmonies for it. And I would show him what I want him to do, and he'd lay the part down, and then I say, okay, I want you to do this, and then he'd lay the part down, and then he started asking me, is this going to work? Is this all going to work? And I said, yeah, it's going to work. It's going to work. And so, John, I think you laid down about 3 or 4 guitar parts. And when Jeff finally mixed it all together, you looked at me and you said, oh my God, you heard this in your head? And I said, yeah, I heard that in my head. And you were like, oh my God, he heard this in his head. But the song has a couple inspirations. My mom's favorite church song was Amazing Grace, so that's sort of where the beginning comes from. And this was at a time when I was going through some tough times in my life, and sort of like we're in now. And I wanted to write a song that gives hope, and it was sort of like my prayer. It was a hopeful prayer, and that's what the song's about.
You know, Carl, like I says, I really, 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 really like this tune. And it's I want to first thing say that from all the band, it's dedicated obviously to your mother. To people out there though, it's one thing is we were always kidded by our wives and people that met us that we were all mama's boys, all 6 of us. And we're proud of that. You can tell that earlier when Carl dedicated the other song and showed his mom and dad and stuff like that. That's the one thing about the M&R Rush boys is, yeah, we're mama's boys and still mama's boys. But great tune, Carl. I liked how when we used it live, when we would use the beginning of this to walk on stage and stuff like that, it was pretty cool. But great tune. And again, this song is dedicated to Carl's mom.
Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive, oh Lord. Strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive, oh Lord. When I was a young boy, I learned the golden rule. Work real hard and always try your best at school. Thought I knew the answers, knew just what to do. I was wrong. Then as I grew older, I got a job and a family. Worked real hard, everyone lived happily. Thought I knew the answers, knew just what to do. I was wrong. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive, oh Lord. Is it really any wonder things don't always go my way? The lightning and the thunder of the storm surrounding me. Can you help me find an answer? Sometimes I don't know what to say, oh Lord. Can you help a good man? They say it's hard to keep a good man down. All I need's a little jump start. My battery's a bit run down. I'm able and I'm willing, I'm ready to make the change, oh Lord. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive, oh Lord. just what to do. I was wrong. Oh, I was wrong. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. Oh, give me the strength, give me the power to survive. I've been trying so hard, yeah, to make it in this life. Give me the strength, give me the power to survive. Oh,
Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. We're having a great time doing this. With us all being in our homes, some of us been in our houses for about 35 days. It's crazy. But it's really cool that at this time, normally we would be rehearsing to start our tour, which we were up to the point where we were told to stay home. But we're really excited to start playing again, going out and doing our run that we normally do at 12 shows a year. This year we're calling it Let's Do It Again. And so again, we hope that you're enjoying this. We're having a great time reminiscing, thinking about it. And couple things is we only had to so far cancel 3 shows for this year. They have been put out and they're rescheduled, so that's good. But if you want to stay in touch with us to get a newsletter that goes out to let you know when our tour will actually start, please visit our website at mnrrush.com, and these podcasts will be on there. The other thing I wanted to say is I wanted to say thank you to Ray the Roadie, Paul from Rock and Roll Chicago podcast for doing these things, Ray. We appreciate you putting it all together. I know it takes a lot of your time, but thank you so much. And the last thing I want to say is I hope everybody, we will get out of this thing. And we hope that I hope that everybody's, their families and friends are safe and healthy. And looking forward to seeing you real soon. And we will see you next week. We'll be featuring our 4th album, which is Alpha. Have a good week, everybody.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been great fun for all of us, as you can probably tell by listening to everybody's words. Marty kind of covered a lot of the things that we're going through as far as waiting to play and not rehearsing. And we're looking forward to getting out there on the road and having a good time with everybody. Again, sanitize your hands, safe distances away, and we're all in this together, and keep on rocking.
Okay, Raj, you stole my line. But that's okay. I love you, man.
Good.
I really appreciate you guys listening to our stories, and hope to see you again next week. And thanks a lot. Keep on rocking.
And I just want to say, yes, thanks for all of you for tuning in. We can see that each week we're getting more and more listeners, and it's great. Stay safe out there. We'll get through this thing hopefully sooner than later. Look forward to playing out for you guys again. I want to give a special shout out to my sister Karen. She had told me at one point that this is her favorite M&R Rush album. So stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks again, everybody, for listening and for joining us today with this podcast. And I want to take the opportunity to to thank, last week I thanked doctors and nurses and EMTs. This week I would like to thank truck drivers and grocery store employees who are working hard every day, who are putting their lives on the line every day to keep things, keep us flowing, keep everything flowing, and get us a supply so we have everything that we need. So pretty soon we'll be ready to keep on rocking on a Saturday night. So come back to me, because we're so in love with you, because you give me strength. There you go. I got a few of the songs in there. Thanks for listening.
Wow, how am I supposed to follow that, Paul? Everybody stay safe. Stay out. Sneak out and get coffee through the drive-thru. Does that make any sense? Thanks for watching.
Hey, that was the guys from M&R Rush coming at you there one more time with their CD called "Keep on Rockin'." It was released in 2007, I believe.
2007. Wow. I don't remember that far back.
Yeah, I know. It seemed like it was only yesterday, to tell you the truth.
It does.
We did. I remember the first time I listened to this, to the finished product. We had we were playing on Cedar Lake. I believe it was like the 4th of July or something, and they brought the copies, and I sat in my car and listened to the whole thing before we even went on stage and played that night.
Cool. Very cool. I think you had hair back then.
I had some hair.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was a good interview, though. Everybody.
Not much more. Not anymore.
A lot of great information from you and the boys. Some great stories. Great inspirations for the songs, and plus you're all mama's boys.
Oh yes, we are. Yeah, that's no doubt. But I guess that's okay. We've made it this far, so.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. And
Thanks for
hope you
listening.
enjoyed it. And don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, our website, on YouTube. New podcasts out every Tuesday.
Yes, indeed. So thank you very much for watching and for listening. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Rock and roll, Chicago. Rock and roll.